Grand Rising, everyone.
It's oldie but a goodie. Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, I like it. I like
Grand
it.
Rising.
What up, peoples? Fam? Mellowship crew?
10,000 blessings upon all your houses, all you early birds up hanging out with your boys on an Odin's Day yet again. And this will be one of the last Wednesday morning streams of 2023 as the transition of my house is coming to an end here after over 30 years. Be transitioning into a new part of my life in a new area, in a new room slash studio. So thanks for
I've been
being here.
there, brother. I've been there. It's weird leaving a place you spent most of your time in.
Mm.
But yeah, this is gonna be the last stream of this year until Chris gets settled in to the new place. So I don't know. We could go out with a bang. We'll see how.
I mean, you never know. Surprises, are up for grabs at any point in time. We could just show up and like, hey, we're back. It's not 2024 yet, but we'll see. We'll see how the things flow, the ebbs and flows and whatnot. But yeah, we got a little wake and bake show for you. Austin's found some things we're going to share and discuss, and I'm going to remind you that you're just part of this grand simulation, as I like to do. So you got that to look forward to. Hope everybody's having a great week so far, because you got an even better week ahead of you, and there's nothing like the present, so enjoy it while you got it. Not a lot of people get it.
True that. Well, let's shout out the chat. Some early birds here this morning. We got Rico. Oh, shout out to Rico Tinfoil Sombrero,
Hey.
brother. Shit, let me just promo that since he's here.
Yeah,
in the
go
chat.
ahead. Go ahead. Show it off.
So yeah, December 15th, we
Do the
got
promo too.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it right here. December 15th, we got the trivia for charity, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a great time. Um, Looking forward to it. It's going to be Crumb versus Lowry. So let me keep shouting out the chat, and then we'll throw that promo. And all the donations are going to Rico Tinfoil Sombrero to help him out on his health journey. Details are on the GoFundMe link. I will grab that. But yeah, JM, what's up, brother? Much love. Jason, what's up? How you doing? Vinny, Free Flow, my brother. Hope all is well. We
Yeah.
got Glyph here, Amber, chilling. Austin, I really think yourself or Effie Dave should do a limited run of "Don't Go Full Lock" t-shirts. Yeah, that is a good idea.
There's a lot of good clips of him up in
Yeah.
there that he just straight wigging out. If I had the time, I would go and do it myself because there's at least a good 2-3 minutes of him just wigging out, like just completely losing it. I'm like, damn, homeboy. I don't
Yeah.
know if I could have been in that room with that type of energy in front of me and not say something
Right?
in the audience. Like it
Bro,
was
there
such a
was
bigger
sometimes
beat.
where he looks like he's squaring up to Dean on stage. Like he gets
I'm
so
like, bro, if you
heated.
don't put
Like,
your skinny ass down, like if Odo was about that life, he'll put you in a headlock and then nothing you gonna do about it. You're gonna be like, oh no, 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 please let me go.
yeah, he's way bigger than him. Yeah. Shout out to Tommy, that flat fellow. Thanks for streaming so early. Yeah, man, awesome, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying it. This is for all the people on their way to work,
Mm.
right? Or are already at work, getting ready for work, getting ready for the day wherever you're at. Or this is for you later for the West Coasters and
All,
on your
all our
way to work.
all our people across the pond who's already eating lunch right now. Shout
Yep,
out to y'all too.
absolutely. That's right. Jeremy, I want to know more. Much love, brother. Zach, good times for all. We were just listening to Iron Realm Media before here. Um, who else we got here? Chilling. Much love, much love. Good to see you. What's this? Indian Stormage. Be watching TikTok until we come on. All right.
Hey,
Um, Trashless Smith, much love. Memorial Gardens, much love to you.
awesome people. Awesome,
Oh,
awesome.
Rico was at the event. He says the energy was weird and the security team was intense, fully armed with bulletproof
Yeah, I
vests.
saw them. I saw them on stage, but I can't even be mad because the people were crazy. You know, I could feel, like I said, I could feel the energy just through the videos, I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't even watch it live. I was moving, but the snippets I get to watch, I'm just like, damn. I'm like, no, that's not really for me. I'm glad it's helping some people out there, and it's fun to talk about, and the energy. It's always fun to dabble in that type of energy if you can handle it. But man, I don't know, it was rubbing me wrong. I didn't see enough. Yeah, Odo, I don't think got the.
He did great.
He did great, but he couldn't do as well as he could have, essentially, if homeboy wasn't tripping. But he knew he was losing.
Right.
He felt that
Yeah.
energy, that losing energy. So it was flight or fight panic for him. So he was trying to, just
Yeah, he knew he was losing that congregation. you know.
hey,
But yep, it was fun. It was funny. It was cringy as hell too. So
see, I even seen other pastors, TikTok pastors, commenting on it. People who don't even live, didn't even view it live. They just saw it after the fact, or maybe they did watch it live and they were giving their input on it. Most of them spherical earthers, of course, but none of them had any logical, explanations more than Locke did. They were just supporting him. But most of them, I will say, did not like the way that he behaved and a lot
right.
of, in his mannerisms and whatnot.
He sent out a press release, and I seen a lot of people commenting on his post, and I guess they were, from what I was reading, they were members of the church, and they were proclaiming that they were leaving just because of his energy and his attitude, the way he treated the guests that he invited to the church. You know,
Our boy Nathan Thompson, was there. He would call. I saw some of his footage, and he even had people reach out to him, like you just said, from his congregation, saying like, yeah, they didn't really co-sign how homeboy acted, and they're actually going to look into flat Earth now. So you know, it does. There's this part. There's this part it plays. This adversity, this attention, this confrontation. That's where you can really battle your own thoughts when you start seeing other people who are passionate and can explain, at least to some clarity, to other people, there's a place for it.
Right. Yeah, and it wasn't necessarily to wake that guy up. It
No,
was
no,
more
no, no.
to reach that congregation,
No, that
right?
guy's not going to wake up. He didn't have no intention of going in there and learning anything,
Oh
let
yeah, that was
alone,
obvious.
let alone even opening his mind. Learning anything. That's like it's questionable. Maybe a demon in him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think
Oh man, let
uh,
me shout out the Rokfin before we hit that promo. Anson Howard, Ashley Knopp, much love. Aren't we streaming also?
on the Kick and the
That's right.
Twitch.
That's right. Multi-streaming, baby. We everywhere. But yeah, December 15th, let's come together. Let's support Rico Tinfoil Sombrero. It is the season finale for the Trivia for Charity. Won't be doing another one until probably like February or March. So far, we have totaled over 10 grand. Let's end this year over 15 grand. Let's try and get $5,000 for Rico Tinfoil Sombrero. It's going to be a good one. Crumb, Lowry, it's going to be fun, entertaining, brain bending. Check out the promo made by my boy FMX. Reason why they lie. Those who care about control will sell their souls to buy your mind. Problem with the crowd. There's a reason why they lie. Those who care about control sell their souls to buy your mind. Yeah. I love that Godzilla shit at the end. I love it. I love
We're
it.
subliminally bringing Godzilla inside the MellowDome, the protector of the MellowDome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
And the
already
destroyer of Disney.
Yeah, right? Dude. They are really showing up Hollywood with that Godzilla -1 movie cuz it's in select theaters and it's just crushing.
Great.
I love it. Best Godzilla movie I've seen.
Yeah,
Hands down.
most people out there saying it's the best Godzilla they've ever seen.
Yeah,
A
it
lot
was
of people.
cool. That was a fun birthday, man. It was great. We had front row out there. It was a good time. I want to get the English dub version next time so I don't have to focus on the subtitles. I can focus on the visuals and things like that. But yeah, Trivia for Charity, December 15th. It's going to be great. Let me grab the GoFundMe. I was looking at the chat. We had some more people coming in. Thunder Chicken, Cody over on the Rokfin, Wes FE, bunch of great people. Let me get the link. And Andrew, shout out to Andrew. He just he sent me the new list of questions, and I haven't even opened them or checked yet, but where's the link? Here it is. Put that in the chat here. But yeah, man. I don't know what's been going on this week, guys. Put over in the Rokfin chat. Anything interesting happened besides this debate? Oh, did you hear about the AI?
Which one?
Did you listen to the AI segment that I talked about last night? Or
No, I missed that part.
okay. No, they use CGI in the movie, in the newest movie. They did a few things, some little bit of practical effects, but no, it was CGI. It
Yeah,
was one guy who wrote the script, directed the movie, and did the visual effects. One guy, and it only cost 15 million to make. But then you got movies over here costing hundreds and hundreds of millions, and it's terrible. and you're getting lectured. You know? Anyways, whatever. Man, I totally lost my train of thought with that. What were we just talking about?
The AI.
Oh yeah, the AI. So there was this AI system. I'll pull up the video. There's articles coming out where there was this convention, this AI convention going on, and Vladimir Putin was there. And they were showing him images from the Apollo 11 moon missions.
Oh yeah. I know about that. Actually, I did see that part. That's what you were talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, where they were calling out that the AI software confirmed that the moon landings
See, Putin.
were fabricated.
He's so old school. He could just sit there motionless and say,
Yeah, you seen that, right? He's like,
hmm, hmm,
interesting. He pulled the
interesting.
Jeranism interesting thing. He's
Hmm.
like, interesting.
Yeah. That no eyebrow, that facial expression, just so like, nigga, I know.
Here, I'll play it again anyways, because it's pretty good.
Like, who you telling? we found out first.
He's like, yeah, you catching on.
Yeah, duh.
But then it's funny because the
Некоторые
same
на этом фото ей кажутся ненастоящими. В то же время вот фотография китайского лунохода у нее особенных вопросов не вызывает.
So it says that when it ran,
Scratch right there.
yeah.
Right there. That's the hiding thing. That's and body language right there. He knows. He doesn't want to say he knows. So he just interesting.
So the same software also says that the photos from the Chinese moon mission was authentic, which I'm questioning that.
Yeah, but it's China software. Of course it says that.
Yeah, right?
Duh.
Yeah, I said that last night. Yeah.
А это то, что кажется не настоящим?
Да, вот то, что
Почему-то
красное.
сетка гугловская, не наша. Так, чтобы не было предвзятости никакой. Удивительно, но там точно вот...
No bias,
она
no
смотрит
bias.
по очень много параметров, в том числе там, падение светотеней и так далее, и показывает, что это инкорпорировано в фотографию.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but we didn't need the AI to do that, right? Yeah, it's all made in China. Shout out David Banner. David Banner.
American? No, they don't go. China? Oh yeah, we go. we go to the moon so hard, so good.
Man, I'm already about out of coffee. Hump day, baby. My last day off.
Man, hump day. We will be on later at 4.
That's right. That's right.
So I have that to look forward to later. So technically, this, that will be the last stream. That I do particularly.
Yep, yeah. That's gonna be 4 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yep, we'll be talking about his new updated ideas with reality simulation and all the things of God talk and madness that we like to converse on. So it's gonna be fun.
I definitely want to talk to him about God, all that stuff. Also, he has that summit coming up.
Yep, this weekend, matter of fact, I believe. And there's also a code. I haven't been able to promote that much because I've been busy as hell again. Or if you go to his channel and put in coupon code True Earth 1111, you can get 10% off on everything in my Etsy store, and you get a certain percentage off for his tickets, I believe. So there's that.
Nice.
Anybody who's listening who wants to get a ticket in the last few days, there you go. Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah, I sent him some coupons and an exclusive MellowDome hoodie with actually this new logo right here. See this one? I'm gonna have this new logo on a hoodie, and that's gonna be part of he's doing a raffle, and there's a lot of goodies in the raffle bag, and that's one of them. Is a MellowDome hoodie with the new MellowDome logo. Pretty dope. So yeah, it's gonna be a good conversation. Definitely. Oh yeah, I can play that video of that explosion. That was pretty wild. I was thinking it was a meth house.
And totally off everything we talk about, but the new GTA finally dropped the trailer. So all you people out there, that's probably going to be the biggest thing.
Bro, that trailer looked wild.
Yeah.
It looked wild.
telling you, it will be GTA that exposes the world that we live in a simulation, because they're gonna in another, after this game, GTA 7, it's probably gonna be uber realistic, almost, and then another game
So
after that, it's gonna be so synthetic. You're not. It's gonna be undifferentiated. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever word I'm looking for. Not gonna be able to differentiate. Fuck that word. Not gonna be able to tell the difference.
too early for them kind of words.
Man, it's too early. Yeah, and this one little cold cup of coffee ain't really working.
So remember that video we played where they were using the Unreal Engine, throwing the AI software on
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah,
NPCs?
they incorporated ChatGPT in there supposedly.
They
'Cause
did?
yeah, that's what they said. But I
Oh,
thought
that's
about
gonna
all
be
this shit
wild, man.
because I thought about this after the fact, but I could have edited those videos to make it seem like I was talking to AI too. So
Right.
I kind of took myself back. I'm like, man, hold up. I'm like, are they trying to get me right now? I'm like, I know
Yeah.
shit's remarkable. We can do some awesome shit with AI. I love messing with AI, but at the same time, I'm an editor and I like magic. And the art and the world of the illusion is the most prominent timeline or thing in this timeline that it rules everything. Illusion rules everything. Your conception and perception of reality is based on your belief on it. Most people believe whatever they see. So you put just simple text in front of them. Studies have found, scientists have discovered, paints a picture in your head, and it usually goes to a factual endeavor by the time whatever follows after that phrase. So now in this world, oh boy, it's hard. It's going to be hard to tell the difference in these next 2 decades, I'm going to say.
Dude, there's already over $700 in donations for Rico. Jeez Louise. You guys are awesome. That's wild. We still got like 9, 10 more days. Yeah, that game's wild. I don't know that AI shit. So you could just get into that game and watch people fight. You can see all kinds of shit happening.
I believe in you too,
Chaos.
Harmon.
Where's Harmon at?
Right there in the chat.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. I believe in you, Chris. Yes.
Somebody needs to.
Your mind is a simulation no matter what. All subject object experience is simulation. There no subject object experience. This is not simulation. What?
I'm a little, yeah. Can you rephrase that, CJ, a little bit? It's too early for me to kind of decode that message. I think he's just trying to say in your mind is in a simulation no matter what, which I can agree on. All subject object experience is simulation.
But I think we
Little off.
also we're in our gut too, because I mean our brain is connected. You know, it's like as above, so below. Oh yeah, our gut and our mind. There's they say mainstream science says that there's neurons also in our gut. You know, in the whole follow your gut instinct.
I get the analogy, but on a deeper level, if everything is mind,
Your solar plexus, you know, right there.
no, I hear you. But if everything is in your mind, if everything is mental, if this universe is a mental construct, it's just that. So even everything, all the rules and everything that we can argue with the little fine details and intricate ideologies and different perspectives, all of it's happening in your mind. The idea of a solar plexus, the idea of a brain, a physical brain itself, all objective physical reality can only exist in your mind. The image, you see everything in your head. Well, unless there's light in your head, we may have this bright, giant expanse of a world, but it only exists in your mind. And that's the whole conundrum why people, they try to scare us with that. Well, how do you know your brain's not in some type of mechanical box being, the whole matrix and being run by computers after all, blah, blah, blah. There could be a small percentage of a possibility. Does it really resonate with me? I think there's more logical reasonings, more conscious ones that kind of give us the power back, and not necessarily another external and yet benevolent entity who obviously wants to have us harm in some type of way or use us for energy or whatever it is. I think that's a sucky route to go down, but people do it. And they get scared to shit on themselves like any other ideology. But either way, it's all mental. So at the end of the day, it could just be you and your experience. That doesn't take away from everybody else. It doesn't make you God and you're the only real one. That's not what that means. It just means like
Blasphemy.
like CJ said, the whole thing is in your mind no matter what. But if it truly is at its core, you're the dictator of the rules there. You are, and only you. So you're going to draw those limits to whatever frightens you the most. So if the idea of being too powerful frightens you, and for most of us on a subconscious level, it does. It truly does. It's a frightening endeavor or conception to mentally exercise in, of you being responsible for everything in your life and your own limitations. I mean, down, and you can let your imagination go as far as you allow it to go, because then that's where the line will be drawn.
I think we definitely live in our mind, like right between our temples. Obviously, this is where home resides. I was thinking, like, it's so weird that this ugly piece of meat with all the wigglies is able to have all of these different functions. There has to be some external source or something, ether, whatever it is. And then I'm thinking about the gut, the intestines. It looks even all squiggly like the brain, And I like what Glyph is saying. Having a healthy gut is also important to being healthy. Glyph thinks the gut is your second brain. I totally vibe with that.
I think everything that you experience in your body is what you experience mentally. So every time you have a sickness or
two peas in a pod.
Yeah, if you have any type of when you have a headache or anything, or your body's trying to tell you what's going on mentally. Your body's a physical reaction of what's going on subconsciously. So it's a way of like showing them, hey, you need to pay attention to this. Most of the time, though, we're taught as children.
It goes the other way too. It could even go the other way.
I don't think so. I think everything, like the plant.
Well,
the energy of the plant starts, and then this pushes the seed out. The seed doesn't push the energy out. You know what I'm saying? We're the energy. We're the conscious. We push outwards. Like our body, like if like how you just said. For me, if you take it even deeper, again, it's energetically. All the wigglies in your brain, it started with the wigglies energetically. Then it manifested outwardly. Then down. So I don't think it can go back the other way. Because for me, it don't make sense why God would think for me it would be like a protection program, like a filter, a firewall, if you will. So you can't taint the real you with your physical experience. You can only let yourself aware, hey, you don't want to do this particular thing anymore. You don't want to go this particular way anymore. Maybe you want to change about the way you're thinking about this, so that way it can balance itself out here, but it will never fuck up what's really back there, because that's God's property.
David Banner says, sorry, I disagree. If it's all in your mind when you die, this place still exists. So I've had this conversation with Chris plenty of times. You guys have heard a few of them, because I have literally gone to that. I don't know if Chris will agree with this, because I'm starting to think that, yes, this place still exists, but our perception of what this place is, this reality, is based on us, our mind. So there is this base reality that still stays here, but our perception of it is completely different than anybody else's. Each of us, we even might have similar beliefs, but our perception is unique. We each have our own reality, if you will, and not saying that, it's right or wrong, because obviously some shit is crazy, right? But it's nonetheless, it's their reality. Like people who are doing, atrocities. It's their reality. We're observers of this realm. David Banner. Yeah, right. I agree with that.
I agree with all that. I just would say that no one knows what the base reality is outside of God, because it's not here. It's not in the third dimension. Sorry. Third dimension. At least
what if dimensions are just like levels of consciousness and not an actual place?
No, I'm sure. I 100%. But whatever that level of consciousness is, it's not source itself. It's not the base. It's like an extension of. I think a good physical example is why all of our senses are on different time scales. Sound travels different than light, the sensation of touch, smell, all happening on different measurable scales. But yet your brain interprets it as it's all happening simultaneously, but we know it's not. So for me, that's a big indicator that this is not the base reality we come to originally think it was. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Matter of fact, it just gives us more evidence as we have more things to discover, learn, question, or evolve through. That's all. But yeah, but everything that you said, I 100% agree with. We all have an objective reality, and a lot of that is in here based on your recent experience in this particular meat suit, because I'm a reincarnationist. I believe that we've all had multiple experiences because we're all the same being. Because I truly believe this is all God happening. The idea that you are just you, for me, is illogical. Or it's more probable that everything being made of the same thing would be the same entity, therefore having this objective, universal, infinite experience through conscious beings and unconscious inanimate objects and the empty space in between, because that's how omnipotent this creator is. There is no bounds. There is no boundaries. There's only what the individual can conceive with their imagination is their own limitation. And it's mostly by fear that puts up their own mental firewalls of how far they really want to go. Because just as positive you can go just as far negative. And you have to find this nice balance so you don't go fucking crazy. At least that's what I've found.
Anson Howard over on Rokfin says, what about the contract we make to choose to be here? Would that presuppose our free will into the construct?
Yeah, I'm not even a big promoter of free will right now. Like I've been the opposite guy saying that this is all scripted. I mean, you get the illusion of free will ultimately, but this story has already been written, you know.
Yeah, that's also something we disagree on. I think free will is something, which is good. Go ahead. Sorry, I was going to read someone else's chat. Mrs. Tribune says it's still all just frequency, which shows me this may be the base reality. And then Thunder Chicken says, man, it's complicated. Oh, Bill, I like what he says right here. I don't really know what he means by it, but it like this place is a shadow of the true reality, Chris. Shadow is a shadow of the
I like
true
that,
reality.
Bill. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Sure. Why not? It could be very well. You're just a spirit hiding inside of a body.
Free will is just choosing to know the truth or believe a lie.
For me, like I'm God expressing himself through Chris, God expressing himself through Austin, God expressing himself through all the listeners and so forth. God having the experience. We're honored to be conscious enough to know that we exist, but we exist because of God, right? Not because of our own will. Maybe partly. Could be. I don't want to take all of the power away from us. But universally speaking, there's going to be a timeline where I don't have use for this body anymore because it's not meant to maintain for eternity like, you know, the energy that were bestowed upon us more than likely is. Because I can't logically explain all the way the dreams I've had that correlate with friends and family that also shared same dream walking experiences. A lot of people talk about astro travel. There's a lot of people who love astro travel. I'm not big into astro travel. I will dream travel though, which from what I've been told is very similar. I feel way more comfortable there. It feels way more natural.
What, like the astral projection stuff?
Astral projection, yeah, I'm not big into that. I tried it once, freaked me the fuck out. Not my type, not my cup of tea. But I'm big into vivid dreaming. And as far as I can tell, it's just like astral traveling, except it feels more natural to me.
I was on the phone with Skylar, and you know, he says he's having very, very vivid dreams right now, and you know, he can remember the detail of it, and he's even practicing like the whole lucid dreaming thing. He's practicing realizing he's in a dream and then staying in that dream and then controlling those dreams. It's pretty wild what he's telling me. Shout out to Thunder Chicken. He says, where is the line between fate and free will? Astrology is such a mind fuck. I agree the universe is mental, but it has limitations.
No, yeah, that's because that's us. Our imaginations are the limitations, not the universe. God is infinite. His creation is as well. But I believe just the timeline we find ourselves in at the moment.
He's infinite. Why couldn't he make planets and other galaxies in a space? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I don't know none. I don't know none. I haven't been anywhere.
Well, from what Achilles 7 is showing us, like these things in the sky, I'm even still trying to learn what they are. I don't believe what NASA is, but Achilles 7 can show me that it is seeming to be spherical, at least some of these things in the sky.
See, we're all I feel handicapped because we're looking into the sky with already a bias. We didn't have a chance to imagine what the sky was like
On our own.
on
Right.
our own. We
Right.
were told. So even now, as flat earthers, we only have that deep bias type of programming to go off of, because as children, when we really intact, really open, spiritually connected, see ghosts and whatnot still when you're young, and that's the really crucial time in your life to allow your mind to become more creative or more limited, cut and shaped into a box and whatnot. So who knows truly what's really above our heads, because even as FEers, we still only have that belief system to go off of that puts an impression and a filter on what's really in front of us. That's just how the mind works.
Yeah. And then David right here, I agree with David. I think what's above us is also nature. It's a part of this realm for sure. Yeah, Achilles, I'm looking forward to that too. We gotta set that up, man. I want to be a part of that for sure. Get you live, checking out the heavens. Weird, you don't think you're seeing all the chat? Yeah, because we're multi-streaming.
Yeah,
we are
on the
multi-streaming.
Twitch, the Kick, the YouTubes, the Rokfin.
Yep, both channels.
Both channels on live. Then later, 4:00, it'll be same. Have Jaren on. We'll talk about the same type of stuff. Go a little bit deeper. I'll be way more awake. So a little bit, my words, my speech won't have such an impediment on them. But,
yeah, we got to get the timing right for when he comes. Yeah, definitely. What's up, Lev? Let me shout the chat and then we'll play a song. You want to?
I was gonna say I was just about to get one. Yeah.
All right, I'll shout the chat out. David Banner, Lev Kung Fu Shaolin, Achilles 7, Glyph, Trashless Smith, CJ, Mrs. Tribune, Rico Tinfoil Sombrero, Bill Wheel, Thunder Chicken, Gigi. She says, listening, getting ready for work. Much love to all you lovely minds. Yes, much love to you. Hope you have a good day at work. Hope all of you have a great day. Who else is here? Come on, work. It's not scrolling for me. I want to know more. Much love to you.
Damn it.
Wes F.E., Harmon Walker, Juan Truth. Good people. Oh. J.M., Phil Henry, Jack's Dreamin'. We'll go over here to the Rokfin. Hanson, Howard, Cody. Shout out to everyone over on the Twitch, the Kick, wherever you are. Hit that thumbs up. Share it out if you could be so kind. Let's help out the algorithms. This is FMX Radio.
Put it in the chat, in the private chat.
I guess I'm only human. That's the way Harry
Thanks for doing this, everybody.
All right. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. FMX Radio. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Humans, for the most part, don't have a clue. want one or need one either. They're happy. They think they have a good bead on them.
Why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
The person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet. Imagine what we'll know tomorrow.
took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon. Like button, ladies and gentlemen. Got myself Austin, my boy Chris, my brother from another bubbler, kicking it here Wednesday morning. Called You Beautiful Souls. Fat Man X, baby. Yeah, buddy. Like them editing skills, bro.
Hey, man, more coming away. 2024 is going to be a good year. We got a lot done this year. We're going to roller coaster of events. Types of crap happens this year. 2023 is going to be crazy ride. I'm sure everybody has the same story.
You sound low.
Sound low? I don't know why this.
Oh, you're better now.
All right, there we go. have to like have the mic right in my mouth for it to work.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a roller coaster. I think a good roller coaster. You know? It's been a hell of a journey. Oh, I wanna. Harmon saying things over here in the Rockfin chat. Ready? He says a bias such as pre-assuming there is this God you keep basing things on. Why does it have to
Bias.
be what we call a God?
I'll tell you why. I know where to caught up here. I know where Harmon's caught up. We don't have a better word for God. We don't know God's true name, as we shouldn't, because people would actually blaspheme him. Which, thank goodness we can't.
I think he even says, why does it have to be one God?
Well,
You know? Or
wow,
I don't know.
Just makes sense. One mind. All these collective thoughts have to come from somewhere. The ether itself. Again, I'm giving credit as everything is God. The good, the bad, the ugly, the empty, the things we known and the unknown, the things we can conceive and inconceive. It's everything. It's everything at all times. There's nothing to worry about. It's all taken care of. But we're isolated. Part of this whole experience is to feel isolated. I think after enough trauma, two things either happen to you. You become awake to your more aware of your surroundings, and you dive into yourself and to other people to try to get a better understanding, so therefore a smoother ride in this existence. Or you break down, disassociate, and become more and more chronically ill and obsessed and paranoid. All the bads, the uglies, the obvious stuff happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
At the end of the day, though, yeah, we're right.
I
We're
feel
right.
like some things that I say makes me sound like an atheist, but I'm not an atheist. Okay. I'm just questioning things. Like, I think my issue is we keep giving God human attributes or whatever created this place, whether it's a singular entity or multiple entities or entities within ourselves, or maybe energy is the entity. I don't know. I think we have a problem given this God, creator, whatever, human attributes.
Oh, Achilles, my boy Achilles said, Chris, you have a theology that says, I know it all. I promise you, I do not know. I keep saying I don't know shit. And I'm just pointing out that neither does anybody else. They're just full of shit too. That's fine. Because everybody's writing their own story here. Every single individual. And there's zero of us that's going to believe the person next to us, even blood relative, that's going to believe 100% of their version of reality either. That's just unrealistic to think so. And, we pointed that out when we had you on, Achilles. You and Bill don't even have the same ideologies with Christianity. And that's okay. That's normal. It's acceptable. It's supposed to be that way. We would be a cult if we all believed exactly the same way. I do continuously push my own belief. He says, yeah, you do say that. Christ, oh, Chris, but you are quick to respond to everything. Well, I mean, not quick. I listen, then I respond. But yes, I have a response to everything. I have a brain. I have an opinion. I use it often. So I'm good at it by now. 40 years of continuous usage has got me to the point like, hey, everything should and will be questioned, period. Always.
So Achilles 7 also says it's not us giving him human attributes, brother. It is he who created us in his image. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Oh, Achilles. Oh, Achilles.
But I feel like so in the scripture, Elohim, isn't that like plural for gods?
Supposedly.
And does it not say we are created in the image of Elohim? I don't know. Maybe I'm
No,
completely
Achilles
off.
has a bias. No disrespect, but you're a Christian. You subscribe to the story that you adopted. It's not your story. You didn't live it. You're just, everybody in this chat room's under 100 years old. So nobody experienced the things adopted from ancient stories.
Oh, is that where the Trinity comes in? Is that because he's saying it is plural, Elohim, but maybe the Trinity. See, we gotta get Achilles back on. I want to.
Oh yeah, this would be fun.
We gotta
We have
argue.
fun. Yeah, we have fun with these conversations. Because I'm sorry if it's
He
come
said
off
his
as a
story's even
know-it-all
more
too.
complicated, right? Ain't that the truth? Harmon says over on Rockfin, like all the movies and religions and countries, we have been programmed. There is one. From the Matrix and on everything, it has its program thinking. It has us programmed thinking that
Sure.
there
No,
is the
I can
one.
vibe with that, Harmon. Yeah, yeah, that's a program, but I know I'm programmed. I'm reprogramming myself, and it comes off, I guess, as an attitude to some as a know everything. But I adopt that. I'd like that programming, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know for sure, but I like the idea of there being one ultimate alpha mind that's so, because I believe in infinity. So for me, it just makes the most sense, at least at the moment currently, that there's an ultimate mind that is guiding, kind of like, I noticed it's lame, but kind of like Loki sitting in that chair in the recent season where he's just holding all the timelines together. That's ultimate God, as far as I'm concerned. Like Loki is in Marvel now. God is holding all reality together and is part of reality simultaneously. So past, again, we can't concede. It's fun to toy with, but we don't know. I just vibe with the storyline of being a good, benevolent, ultimate creator who has this infinite reality going on where it works the way it works, and there's supposed to be mystery in discovering the truth about yourself and your environment. And so that leaves everything up to interpretation. Um, that's it. I think we just need to stay open minded, not put ourselves into a new box.
Harmon says, "Hey Austin, does the word government mean mind control?"
Right? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
to me it does.
Right, I mean,
Govern means control, meant mind, controlling the mind. Maybe.
I mean, that's their words, right? That's their breakdown.
Loki is what was he in Norse mythology? The god of mischief, or
Yeah.
and that's where the term lucky came from. They wanted to give you wanted to be lucky, because if you were lucky, then you avoided the god of mischief, Loki, right?
No,
It's
I
not
just
wise idea to name a cat Loki. Whose cat is
well,
Loki?
my boy
Mrs.
Tony said.
Tribune.
My Tony said. So movies reject the Bible's conclusion. Movies good Bible, bad. Bad
To me, they're all stories,
I
bro.
know,
I
yeah,
think
for
they're all
real. That's
stories.
exactly what I'm gonna say. I'm like, there's no more truth in these movies than there is in the Bible, as far as we can prove. Now, again, you are the writer of your story, because it's an infinite. God's given you infinite pathways. There's you don't
But you
that's the
don't
point of being
believe
the
in free
script,
will, though.
right? Right. No. But no. That no. Not see. You get free. The free will is an illusion, but it's a huge an illusion. God's given you so many pathways. You get to ultimately choose. He doesn't care. They're all scripted. They're all pre-written. Just like a video game. If you have to play certain games multiple times to experience all the different ways. So is it here. But you don't. But just like in the last video game, your character doesn't remember playing that the last time. You don't remember being here the last time. That's part of the game. It's one big ride, one big experience. It could be a bad ride or it could be a fun ride.
Harmon says, so in the Bible, it says it's Jesus's government. So Jesus doesn't mind control. It says the same
Jesus'
thing in the
government.
Quran, and I'm sure most religions, and scientism is a government. It's mind control, okay? Jesus's government is also mind control. Yeah, you know what? My issue is, I'm told that my idea of God is wrong and theirs is right,
Right.
because this book said so.
Right.
And everybody has that version, because depending on what religion you are and what region you grew up in, that's the ultimate truth, and everyone else is damned to hell. I think that's insane. Okay. And also, where was I going with that?
I like where you're going with that, because God's so personal to us. When you can't take somebody's idea of God, they take it personally, so therefore you can't accept them. You're telling them that their way of living's wrong. And
Right.
when you're telling someone that their God's wrong. In a manner of speaking, not everybody, but most.
Religion is a form of control, It is mind control. It is brainwashing, right? Very culty, right? All religions, all of them. It is what it is. That's what that was the original government. Okay. The Vatican, they are a government. And they have been using the book, which has great things, also weird and crazy things said in that Bible. You can take a lot of information from it. Yeah, there's could be historical things going on in there, right? Because it was written by man back in the day, right? But we're giving credit to this God. I can't even say I created my own children. A Christian will say, no, it was God who created your children, or me who climbed myself out of the depths of fucking addiction. No, God did that for you. God was doing the drugs for you, and I've
Yeah,
never
I don't like
had an
that.
experience where this entity giving me a name said, hey, I'm here. It wasn't like that. It's more intimate, internal, and it's through smells and sounds and visuals and memories and even tragedies. There's messages through tragedies, right? And I think it's all within us. Good and evil both live within. Whichever one you feed the most will win. And we're giving our power away to external characters that are really just representatives of the sky or our internal battle, right? Like, what is this fucking place? And to think that there's a whole nother place for people to get cast into a lake of fire is just insane. And how many of us would be thrown in that lake of fire if we did not repent before we went to bed? And I respect other people's beliefs, and maybe I should be diving into those scriptures more, right? That's what people would say. Oh, you're not reading it enough, but they're all just books, and
You
I
don't
can't put
love
my
Jesus
eggs.
hard enough.
I can't put my eggs all in one basket like that, And because me doing so, I am then condemning everybody else that is not believing what I'm believing. And I don't even think Jesus would be down with that.
No.
Jesus came and was telling people that you are interpreting all these things wrong, that he came flipping tables, changing the way people were thinking about shit. If he was real, if he was a real person and these stories are real, it was him coming in and shaking up the establishment, the already well-known dogma and beliefs. And here we are again.
I like the hidden stories of Jesus, or whatever you want to call them, where he's like he's killed people in other stories and brought them back to life. he was a dick in some of these stories, and they swear because of it, it's way more realistic. Because I like it. To me, if
Tony, don't leave. It's okay to have these conversations. You don't leave, bro. We should be having these conversations.
Someone's mad.
I don't know. He's saying, oh, my bye. Have fun with that. Sorry, not going to get into this. Why can't we get into this? Because these are major issues in society, right? And I'm not saying there shouldn't be.
Well, I'm confused. What are we getting into? What do we talk? We talk about so much shit. I'm not sure. I know we trigger people sometimes.
Yeah,
that's not
what it is.
That is our intention.
That's why we don't have all these freaking subs, because we don't go along with this dogmatic beliefs of the truth community.
Shifty Eye Shady said Jesus was not above throwing the tables of money changers and wiping people. Oh, whipping people, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. There's just I think we need to live more in the now than in the past. I mean, there's great lessons to be learned.
Or the future.
All types of story. Yeah, exactly. Need to be more present minded. But at the end of the day, you're going to create the reality you want to be a part of. And you're going to go with the storyline that you feel more comfortable with, meaning whichever program you were programmed with when you were a child. And it's okay for us to have hot topic conversations, because where else are we going to do it? Obviously, most of our own families and friends aren't intellectually built for these type of mental exercises. And make no mistake, that's exactly what this is. When we're constantly, weekly challenging our own belief system. Oh man, I'm still asleep.
It's all good.
And daily challenging ourselves, because I mean, I'm my own proponent every day. I'm online very little lately, been very busy. So when I'm doing my thing day to day, I'm arguing with myself in a way, you know, tempering my own behavior and trains of thought, and then questioning my own trains of thought after questioning it several more times. Sometimes I argue against my own self when other people were arguing for what I believe in. It's, just to make sure that I still feel a certain way. That when I'm arguing for another side, I'm like, nah, this don't feel right. That don't really make that much sense. When I hear it out loud, I'm like, yeah, that does sound ridiculous. And that, that's part of the process, I feel like. If there is
Harmon says this. It's for you, Chris. I think Chris's theory has problems. For example, if you ask a woman that has been brutally raped, I don't think if you ask her that she would want to have had that experience. Like, as in, she did not manifest that.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And I'm sorry. Oh, no, nope. I disagree with that. Not that she didn't consciously. No, she didn't go out there asking for it. But that's not how reality works. You don't consciously make reality. That's not how it works. Reality is a subconscious construct. And for you to have the highest of highs, you must experience the lowest of lows, Harmon. And I bet even you would attest you've had some really rough points in your life that you didn't manifest, but you probably had some awesome and fabulous, great times in your life that you didn't necessarily manifest. It happened by circumstance, like the fucked up times did. And that's what I mean by us experiencing life, because you can't expect to have these grandiose times and not have the worst of it. So yes, that lady probably was a terrible experience, but I bet that's not what her life is based around. And I bet those other joys in her life wouldn't have felt as grandiose without knowing how fucked up life could really be. Because if you just get handed parties after parties after parties, gifts after gifts, and you never had problems, that becomes a normal to you, and you never had the most fucked up, unasked for scenarios happen, how much can you really enjoy life then? If you
I
never
think what
experienced
he's trying to get by is when you say we manifest everything. And so his interpretation is like,
right,
what?
it's
So did she
consciously.
manifest
Right.
getting
It was
raped?
subconsciously. That's why I'm always
Because
saying
I don't agree with that. I don't
r-
think someone's consciously or
no, that
subconsciously
doesn't even make
manifested
sense.
getting raped.
No. Well, again,
I think there's
my,
just
my,
shitty people.
well, again, my belief in this reality is it's mental. We are mental, and you can't experience the best of the best without experience the worst of the worst. That seems to be the law here, like a natural law. If you, because how could you really enjoy the best of the best without experiencing some of the worst of the worst? Not all of the worst, just like you probably won't experience all of the best. You might not experience traveling around the world, just like most of us won't experience what it's like being raped, because it's a very small percentage on both of those scales. But for one to exist, the other must too. And it's a subconscious ride. You don't get to choose every part of the ride you're on, because the part of that ride is going along with the script.
Damn, they're putting your feet to the fire, dog.
Yeah, I love it. Ooh,
Nick
the filthy
says,
some
Chris,
Indian
what's
feet.
your opinion on what distinguishes someone's own reality and what they believe to be true versus what is true?
Oh, I think I understand this. What the term? See that's where the subjectives
I
comes
already
in.
know I'm going to disagree with this.
Yeah, because we're all having vastly different realities with very similar features. I'm under the impression, again, that our color variations of how we view the world, and we know this is true to a certain limit, regardless of how you feel, because we have colorblind people out there. They're having a different experience just on the color spectrum. And if you think it just stops there, because that changes their whole reality. And that's just what we know about through the color spectrum. I believe this also happens with shapes, numbers, everything. Because what you're experiencing, what I'm experiencing, we can only agree on words. And the shapes we make with our hand aren't necessarily the shapes the other person's interpreting. You're just assuming they are. So at all points in given time of your life, it's about you. Everything's going around you. You're special. It's about you, your life. You came into it, and this again, by yourself, and you will leave again by yourself. But it's still about you. And you get to make the parameters of your life. But your imagination was stolen from you as a child. You were given a version of reality to adopt. So that way there was a collective that could agree and the few could control. We already know this on some scale, but it goes much deeper. This has been going on for generations now. Everybody who's awake today was born in a system this was already going. They told you the shapes, the colors, the numbers, and everything worldwide, even unanimously through countries who war together are agreeing what's above our head together. That's not by accident. So if you take all of this seriously, like truly seriously, it's a ripple effect. And again, your imagination on how willing you're far to go with this is going to be your drawing point for you. But don't project where you want to stop onto others just because it makes you feel uncomfortable. Because there's other experiences happening every day who are so drastically like yours, who is just as real as yours, but so drastically different, you would have a hard time believing it's even possible. And that's where we stand. There's 8 billion people of the world. And they're having
But some
conversations
people
just
are
like
wrong,
this.
right?
In your reality, there will be billions of people around because you'll never be able. You're not frequency. Like we always talk about frequency, right?
So there's not a base reality here. There's not
no
one.
human knows where that base reality is because it's not in the third dimension. We're an echo. We're a shadow, like Bill said, of whatever the base reality is. We're a shadow. We're a ripple. We're late to the game.
So something everyone that will experience. 2 things I can think of that we all experience, which to me is this base reality, the absolute truth is that everybody is experiencing a horizontal horizon and everybody experiences death. So you can keep adding other things to that and you can start seeing a base reality, no matter what their perception is or what they perceive to be happening, it's, like people, oh, we never die. We never die. They will still die. And then they will be wrong. Right. Or, the horizon, it's the edge of this ball. They're wrong. I'm not saying I know what's beyond it, but we know through, physical observations, experiments, things like that, that is not the case. So there's people having this reality in this world and they're wrong. It's not because that's their reality. That means it's true. It's true to them. There's still a base reality here that people don't get. Most of us don't know this place. Don't know how the fuck it got here. Don't know what the hell we're doing here. Right. But just because we don't know it doesn't mean there isn't this bottom line truth of it all. Right. Am I wrong in saying that?
I believe so, yes. I believe so, yeah. Because again, we want we want there to be a base reality because that would make us feel comfortable. Like we know what's going on. We do not. Until you don't even remember what it was like being born. And that just happened early in your life. You're not going to understand until you get to death that process because the life you're experiencing now isn't, again, it's a ripple. It's a delay. This is why speed and sound.
We don't know that though.
No,
what do you mean?
It's measurable.
This could be all there is.
No, we can measure how fast sound travels, right?
But I'm saying this could be all there is.
But it could be, but it doesn't make any sense though. Yes, that's a possibility, but we have to use logical, coherent sense.
It's illogical for me to think there's this infinite Austin after this.
No, we have. Then what else could there be? There's either everything or there's nothing.
Why does nothing scare people?
Because it doesn't make sense. In its own definition, it can't exist.
Austin won't exist. My energy, wherever it goes, however it transfers, is not going to be Austin.
Excuse me? It was never, it's always growing. This energy is an evolved divine energy. It collects Austin, an experience of Austin for whatever it's worth.
My
And it
energy
carries
was
with it.
experiencing my parents at one point
No,
because my
again,
energy came from
see,
two people giving off
we
energy.
forget our conscious mind is so small, and it's hard for us to access the subconscious part of
But
our
why do I have
brain
to
that
automatically believe that there
you
was
don't have
some
to no,
entity
no, 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 no,
before my
no,
birth
you don't even
and I
realize what's
wrote a
happening.
contract to come
You're already
here?
deciding what you believe, first of all. You don't have to do it. You're doing it right now. Right now, you're deciding what you want to believe and where that line is for you. And that's what everybody's doing. But and what's true for you will always be true for you and only true for you.
But it doesn't
You're
mean I'm right. It
right,
doesn't mean it's
right,
real.
but that's what I'm saying is you are the dictator, though. That's how much freedom in this infinite vast reality of God's divine playground that you get. But since your imagination was stolen from you, the idea of you having that much power is inconceivable. So so it has to be finite because that's been the program from day one. Finite limitations. Can't do this, can't do that, blah, 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 every time. You didn't no almost nobody got that type of freedom because it was about conquering for the last however many long. So it's been in a survival state of mind, generationally speaking. I, if there was another time where people were talking philosophically like this outside of Greece, let me know. And we were probably arguing back in that timeline too, the same type of ideologies because I'm a reincarnationist. I think this has been going on in cycles forever. Forever. I don't think there's a beginning.
Reincarnation sounds like a fucking nightmare, dude. It
To this
does.
conscious body, absolutely. To this limited conscious body where where you mostly experience and remember negative things, you're right. I would not. But since I don't believe, I believe we're more than that, that nothing doesn't exist, that God is a good ultimate being that does this out of pure love. That's the baseline reality. That's all I could say about it. Whatever it is,
Well,
it's
why
obviously
can't
done out of love.
I think it's just it is what it is. People can be shitty people, bad things happen. I don't think you need to experience something as bad as rape to enjoy the fruits of life. Like it's not like,
But you did.
I experienced bad things in my life, but and yeah, granted,
Yeah,
I'm grateful for what
you've
I have
experienced some
now,
shit just as
but
bad as rape, but on a different scale. It wasn't rape,
it's a
it was
totally different thing. Yes,
no, yeah,
totally
but
different
it's
thing.
just as bad, but it's just as bad.
Hell no, I do not want to be raped. No,
Right,
no, 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 no,
well,
no.
trust me, some people don't
That
wanna
definitely
ever
seems
do the
worse.
stuff that yeah, well, yeah, from your point of view, but from some of them, maybe they really don't wanna do those hard things that you've done. I wouldn't want to and everything, and there's different ways of being raped. It doesn't have to be necessarily your
Everyone's
own
getting
mind.
mind raped, apparently, that's how I
Right.
look at it.
Oh,
But I think it's just
big time.
simple, good and evil both live within. We're giving our power away to so many things. And then to say that there's this eternal world before this and after this, it just makes this life even much more meaningless. It's equivalent to saying we're on a speck, on a speck, on a speck, on a speck.
No, it's not,
This
no.
life is important, and we should be making the most of it now instead of giving our power away. Oh, well, we were
But why
really
can't they
great
all be
before
important?
this. We'll
They
be
all be important,
fantastic
Austin?
after
Why can't
this.
they be all but why can't they all why do
They
they
could
why
be.
only this one? Why only
But
this one
why
can be? Why
can't
can't your life
this is
before
the
this be
one we're
important?
living,
This is
bro.
important
This is
this one.
it. This is the one that matters. This one.
Yeah, but that's fine. But why can't they all matter? Why can't you
I
take
don't
that
know about
passion?
that. I
No,
don't know.
that's fine.
There
Then
is
but
no other life to
yeah,
me.
as
It's this one.
far as you're concerned, you're right. But far as I'm concerned, you're wrong. So for me, if they're all important, there's not one more important than the other.
Yeah, this one's definitely
No,
more
that's
important.
fine. And I support you. But that doesn't mean I'm wrong for me because I don't
I
view it
think
that way.
people are wrong in this world. Yeah. There is a wrong or a right.
Right. No,
Definitely.
I draw my lines too. No, I still have wrongs and right. There's no eating babies. There's no killing children. I just try to draw my line. But I'm not God because if God was this type of humanoid thing that we're saying, he would and his limits were our limits, that wouldn't exist in the first place. They would have never been programmed in this sandbox to be able to conceive of in the first place. So all of our thoughts, the best thoughts and the worst thoughts are coming from the same place because he's the script writer. He's the code writer. He did it all, baby. And so, like it or not, you either give him all the credit or none of it.
Who is he again? Never met him.
I'm
Which
sure.
one you talking about? Depending who we
Hey,
are,
hey,
where
don't
we are,
worry.
where
About
we
another
live.
50 years,
It just
you'll be
depends,
reminded. In
you know.
another 50 years, you're gonna be
Watch.
reminded.
Be careful which God you choose, because some people will say it's really Satan pretending to be the God.
I ain't worried
So
about that.
we're just
God,
giving
I
power
think
away
he's
to
laughing at all that
things
shit.
that don't fucking really love you, right? Like, come on. If free will wasn't real and everything was scripted, like all of this, the stories of, oh, I'm letting God cast or letting Satan cast down here, and then I chained him up, but now I'm gonna let him go for a little season.
See, I see
It's
this a
just
lot too. See, people
stupid.
say this. If people like, oh, if people knew they're going right to heaven, be better out of here, they would suicide. No, like you're missing the point.
But
If you
people do manifest like these end of
if you
time
knew there was like you
scenarios.
can't know there was a heaven without knowing the rules to get there. Then like if you knew that, then you're gonna kill yourself. You really think you're going there right after there? I'm like,
All right,
that's fine. You get to make your own rules to this. But
Mrs. Tribune, why is being reincarnated seen as such a negative thing?
oh,
Okay,
she don't like it. I'm wondering why she
everything.
was tripping.
No, she says being seen as a negative thing. I assuming
Oh,
she
she likes
doesn't
it.
think it's bad.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
cool. Yeah.
so let me give you an example, Mrs. Tribune, and you tell me if you would like to experience this. Okay, so everything you just learned in this world, you realize that when you were born, you were being lied to off rip, right? Things were put inside your body when you were born and throughout your childhood. Maybe they weren't, but for most people, they were, by ignorant parents that didn't know what they were doing, right? And you were taught lies, everything. So everything you just learned, which is a supposed test, right? This is a test here. But yet everything you fucking studied for is now mind wiped as you then reincarnate into the next world, hoping to God that he gave you awake and aware parents. Because if not, then you are starting again,
I'll explain. I'll explain. It's very
getting all that junk in you, right? How does that not sound like a fucking nightmare?
I'll explain. Let me explain so that we can put this into you a limited God perspective, right? So God's playing chess, right? He's playing chess. He's building. He's trying to get us to a certain spot of self-awareness. Now, this is going to take a generation, probably generations of things, because to get us from point A to point B here, there's going to be a lot of point A, point ones, A point twos, A point 2.5. It's going to be a lot of breakdowns on the way, a lot of segments. Those segments are generations. So to get and if this is a whole reincarnation games to get you ready, like inherently, no one had to tell you not to jump off a cliff. You knew in your gut that nothing good's gonna happen from jumping off a cliff. That was probably done. Either God installed it in us as a program or it was generationally done from people jumping off of cliffs. Now it's in the DNA for humans all over the place. We know not to just jump off tall cliffs
Why can't it just be
inherently.
common sense?
Because I'm telling you how this common sense probably came about. It wasn't common at one point, Austin. It had to become
It
common
had to come
somehow.
from some external power,
No,
right? It
no,
couldn't
no,
come
no,
from
no, no, no. You're
us.
not hearing me. Okay, all right. I'm going over to us scenario, and that means some of us had to jump off the cliff willingly, thinking they could fucking fly or some shit, for it to be in our DNA down the road for us to know now unanimously. Because nobody's doing that now. Nobody's willingly, outside of suicide and depression, no one's willingly jumping off a cliff because we know, either by programming or people doing it in the past that's in our DNA now that tells us, hey, I got this funny feeling in the stomach. Let me get away from this edge so I don't fall off and die. so, so somehow that got installed in us inherently, genetically, almost speaking, energetically, to where we know don't do things that could harm to this physical meat suit. That had to get there somehow. But either way you want to look at through God or us or somebody jumping off to tell the others, hey, this is probably not a good idea. It had to get there somehow. And now, however happened in the past, because it wasn't recent, it's been through generations. Now, the point I'm getting at is you take that and apply it to everything across the board, especially mentally and generationally learning. They've done this, with that monkey experiment where they would take 10 monkeys, put it in a room, put a banana on the ladder. Every time a monkey tried to go up the ladder, they would spray it. And then after a while, anytime a monkey tried to go up the ladder, the other monkeys would pull it down and beat it because they would all get wet. When one monkey tried, they would start switching out the monkeys, and all the new monkeys would get beaten for trying to go up the ladder. They wouldn't even get sprayed. After a while, they would move all the monkeys. We changed out all the monkeys. There's no more original 10 monkeys left. All the new monkeys are beating each other for trying to go up the ladder. They don't even know why. I'm saying that's
I get it, man.
so
But
very
I think we're
similar.
smarter
What's
than
happening to us?
monkeys.
Wait, hold on, hold on. Let me get to a point. I think so too, but we're not that much smarter because check where I'm going. God also not being a monkey sees us in this long-term multi-generational form. So the shit that some of our grandparents went through, we're not going through today. We have our own new problems. They had their own problems back then. They're stressing them out. They had their own unseen blessings. They didn't realize, like housing market. They didn't even realize it was a blessing at the time, but they had their own issues. Now today we have our own issues. Housing market is a pressure, but at the same time, there's other mental stuff we're dealing with that they didn't deal with back then. I think if God's playing this multi-generational chess move, because most of us are living like kings now, especially here in the West. We had houses with ACs in it. A lot of our great grandparents didn't have no central AC. Just small little inherent chess moves throughout a timeline that us as sitting in this slow moving linear timeline is hard for us to gauge past other than looking backwards and hoping for a better future. But it's an omnipotent one who's looking at like a 5-dimensional chess piece thing where humans are coming in and out, in and out. And if he's looking at, again, I think God would use a reincarnation method because it makes the most sense. If I'm building a game and I'm going to make an upgrade in my game, I'm going to bring in assets from my older game and upgrade them. I'm not just going to delete them and never use them again. I'm going to reformat them in a way where they're still usable, or I learned something from it and then evolve it, then upgrade it to a new and better form. I think that's what God's doing to us on multiple scales, but we don't always recognize it because when we're down, our mind is hard for us to grab a good foresight in these traumatic events that happen. So therefore, nothing good can come out of these traumatic events. Oh, they're only bad things. Of course, you're the one going through it. You're not the God that unfortunately had to set you up to do this fucked up thing so you could experience this great thing later. And yeah, that might be where faith comes in. But for me, it's not even, I don't need faith for this because logically it makes sense energetically. It can't be one way and not the other. It's got to can't be cold without warm and blah, 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 blah. So for me, God exists logically by, I don't know, common sense and breaking down things.
Well, I'm not saying there isn't one. I mean, there's a part of me that still questions it. Yes, my interpretation.
Oh, that's fucked up, Rico.
Chris sounding like a cult leader right now.
All I'm saying, I'm a cult leader. I'm saying God's running everything. That's literally all I'm saying. God's running the whole show, and since it's not the way that you want him to run it, I sound like a cult leader because I'm giving him all the power, and I'm making us responsibility for us choosing the path that he's laid out for us to go. That's all I'm saying.
I'm in a cult. I'm in a cult. I'm in a cult.
I'm in a cult.
I think I just think that every religion's interpretation of God is wrong. And I think it's all internal, man. And I'm going to keep questioning things. It's just my gut and my solar plexus, right? My gut is telling me to question it. I can't, and honestly, if Jesus was here today, he would probably encourage me to, question it. Why? And because at the end of the day, we don't know nobody, not one person.
Well, if Jesus was alive today, he'd be pissed. Everybody walking around with him dead on a cross. I'd be pissed. I'm like, you serious? Like all the things I've done, and that's why you want to remember.
People are probably get a little uncomfortable with these kind of conversations, and I even see some people coming at you, but me and Chris have these kind of conversations all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is just, we're figuring out the truth. We're talking about things which should be happening.
Seriously.
Should we be agreeing with each other every time and get ourselves in a fucking echo chamber and just say what everybody else is saying because that's the consensus, right? When really none of us know.
I'm just saying, though, there's a lot of ways you could remember Jesus' sacrifice without putting a corpse on the cross because that's it's a little dark. It's a little dark. I'm just saying it's a little dark. We can use, again, our imagination was stolen. I'm not blaming us. Our imagination was stolen. You were given an image. We adopted that. That's just how it works here. We're all brand new to this game. We're all still figuring out the rules.
Yeah, we don't know what this place is.
We don't know what this place is. I just resonate with the modern day simulation theory because That's how history has worked. We always attributed to our latest understanding of whatever the greatest technology is. Right now, AI and simulated environments make the most sense because we literally create that. We can literally digitize it now. Now we're coming out with a metaverse. Well, it's already out. There's a metaverse that exists where you could live in this reality and another one. It's only a matter of time where it's indistinguishable from real reality. Then how are you not going to say that this can't be just a hyper synthetic version of what we just created? If we created, why wouldn't the greatest developer of the cosmos do something this hyper realistic state? That's not a bad thing. We're evolving. That's what I was trying to explain with the whole story of God looking at this as like he's got a whole 100-year human timeline, or excuse me, 1,000-year human timeline. He sees multiple generations going up. He needs to get is human.
He should be disappointed.
Who's disappointed?
God, if he was looking at all that, he'd be disappointed, man. Like, what happened to these timelines, to these families?
No. Look where
we're going.
But why do we think? No, I don't like the idea that God's not in control. He would not be disappointed because he would understand that his creations wouldn't be able to enjoy the light without the darkness. That's just the way it is. You're not going to appreciate it. You're gonna what's it called? You're gonna like spoiled kids. You'll be like spoiled kids and everything, always getting toys and blessings all the time and everything with no type of consequence.
Even with my past, I don't even agree with that still. Even with my past, I feel like people can, understand and appreciate the good without experiencing bad. But that being said, there's many people who have experienced some type of trauma on many different levels. We've all have these bad experiences in our life. That's life. And I feel like the way we overcome these trials and tribulations will affect how much we appreciate the downside of that mountain, because that climb up that mountain is what's hard, and then the easy part is going back down the other side. I think so maybe to a certain extent you are right, but that isn't saying, like with Harmon's example, that doesn't mean she appreciates life better because she was raped. That's not what anybody's trying to fucking say.
Right. No, absolutely not. Again, but
bad shit happened to good people all the fucking time.
Right.
Okay.
I think God can see things that we can't see. He knows things about us that we haven't even learned about ourselves yet. And again, the scripts is out there. The guy who did the raping didn't have to choose that path. He didn't have to choose it, but he did. There will be consequences for that particular person. That was a dark time, for that he did to another soul. I believe in karma like a motherfucker. Excuse me.
Karma and dharma. I do it for the dharma.
Karma, man, it's real. You're gonna go down a certain path. You're gonna go down that path. You're gonna reap the rewards and suffer the consequences.
Soul Natural Alchemy. I like what you're putting in the chat. Come on, scroll. I want to do that. I want to highlight. What's going on here? Here we go. Hurt people. Yeah. Grown-ups with issues. Grown-ups with tissues. Raising children with issues, right? Abandonment and misused. And then everyone's saying, here, let me fix you. Give me the money. Give me the money. Give me the money.
You're going to get us a strike. Be careful.
Yeah. Yet that person has a higher chance of evolution to transmute that trauma with compassion. Yes. There was something else she said. When people like God making my life hard, and it's wait.
Yeah.
Read that for me.
When people like God making my life hard.
And it's like, no, you are wrong. Stop making the wrong choices. Yeah. So it's not, they're blaming it on God, but it's actually people making the wrong choices. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. They're always putting blame on God. I'm not trying to do that. I like taking responsibility for my actions, my thoughts, my lows and my highs. I don't even want to give it up to this higher power. It was me. That was my fault. I need to own up to my shit. And I think that's a problem with a lot of society today. They're passing it off, playing the victim, whether they want to pass it off, pulling, race card, whatever, or then pulling that God card. Like, oh, why isn't God down here fixing everything? I think we have to stop giving our power away, own up to our shit, right? And start taking accountability. And I think that's when people start becoming a better person. When and at the same time, I decided, actually Kaylee decided for us to get clean, and I came along, or I would have lost everything. But at that same time, I came across the idea that we don't live on a spinning ball, right? So that humbled me even more. Now it's like, how can I not stay true to myself? But I'm trying to find the truth in everything else. Like, you just have to stay true to yourself, own your fucking shit. And a lot of people can't do that these days.
I feel like I've been really blessed this life because I feel like past lives have been tough. I've been a warrior most of my past life. I've always been fighting. I could tell you in detailed, weird stories that I have no way of proving because it's all immaterial thought and feeling and processing and dreaming. But I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've lived this life almost tick for tack before. I run into people who I feel like I've known my whole life, and that's not coincidence. It's more than just, oh, you vibe the same. No, it's so much deeper. You can stop there. Again, you can stop wherever you feel most comfortable at, because it can get very uncomfortable, as it should be when you leave your comfort zone. And that's what I offer to people. That's why I sound strange, because I'm presenting other pathways where you still hold responsibility. God's still in charge, though. And he's still the script writer. But yeah, you still get to pick which aisle, which pathway, which storyline do you want to experience. And I try to think as an interdimensional creature, which is fun and exhausting.
Interdimensional creature?
Yeah. Someone
like a crypto.
Right. Something that can look at
Bigfoot,
a human life in existence as not necessarily as a slow moving body going through time, but something that's existing as a whole, and that shifts in and out of visible reality. So like what you would call death in your end of Austin, I would call the evolution, the next stage, Austin's next stage. And just like
Austin will still be here, just in another form, whether it's through
I think that I believe the identity that you're creating yourself now, if you're worthy and it's good enough, it will move on to the next too, and you get to carry this with you and everything, this experience. And on top of that, you get to look back at your old life, so that way it's kind of an and everything, that you don't have to, all the stress that's built up in this body because you're limited on the foresight is gone when you retain it back, and you're going back through the other stage on the other side of the arc. What you're limited, if you're limited here, that means on the other side, you're at least, at the very least, closer to source again, because if this is the negative, well, the other side must be the positive. So that's why we're so scared here, because there's no fear on the other side. So it, as above, so below, polar opposite, mirrored effects, inverted, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want to make it seem like this is a scam.
Soul Natural Alchemy is crushing right now in the chat. No, man, I'm enjoying this conversation. This is what we talk about on the phone anyway. This is what we wanted to get out to people. If people don't like it, they can go watch something else. This is good stuff right here. This is food for the soul, man. Giving me some energy to start my day off right, brother.
And we're going to continue this conversation later at 4:00 with Jaron from Jaronism, promoting the True Earth Summit 2 coming this weekend. Get your ticket. Check out the True Earth Entertainment Etsy page. Get yourself some swag. There's a coupon code for True Earth 1111 for 10% off. And 10,000 blessings upon all your houses. Thanks for vibing with us here today on this Woden's Day. Being a little antsy, just throwing ideas at the wall. Again, just this is where my mind's at. I'm a little crazy. I sound a little out there, and I can sound all types of sorts of things to different people because, I get viewed through a different perspective when I'm not in that echo chamber. You ain't going to find another one out there like me, baby. But there's a lot of them that look like me, though. Damn, man. Can't tell you how many times I've been mistaken for somebody else. But hey,
shit, man, let's play a song. You want to play a quick song?
Yeah,
I got one if you don't.
Matter of fact, play a quick song. I might as well cut it out. I gotta start getting ready for my round.
Okay, shit. Yeah, we can wrap it up. Yeah, let me shout out the chat. Thank you everyone for being here this morning. It was great. I gotta go anyways. Kaylee walked out. She already went to the grocery store, and the baby might be waking up any minute. I'm surprised I didn't wake him up because I was kind of loud. But yeah, man, thanks for being here, guys. This is great. I love it. Are you an Aries, Chris?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus.
427.
Yeah, Soul Natural Alchemy, man. Thanks for being here. You might have been here before. It's the first I noticed you in the chat. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome, True Earth Entertainment, the MellowDome, FMX Radio. Got the Mellow Gang here. But yeah, we will be live with the legend himself, Jaron from Jaronism, later today, 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great conversation. And you know what? We're going to talk about God with him too, because he has different perspectives, some that I appreciate and other people get triggered. But we're going to get even deeper with him, and it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a good time. Looking forward to it. Shout out to all of you, Ariel, Axel, F'd Up World, my brother. Yeah, we need to get an open panel and have this type of conversation.
Oh, yeah.
F'd Up World and Thunder Chicken can join us for that, you know.
Maybe come on later, because Jaron's only going to be on for like an hour or so, because then he's got to go debate with Karen. So maybe after that, we can have people come on for like 30 minutes or so.
Dude, let's do that.
Give their input. Let us know what you think. Tell me how wrong I am and how stupid the things I can say. I don't mind. I got thick skin. Nothing you can say could hurt me. I don't take anything personally. So no worries. We all in this together. And we all want birds of a feather. And blah, 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 blah. I love y'all. Thanks for being here with us. 2
tears in a bucket. All right, yeah. Peace and love. Rasta Bear, Harmon over here in the chat. Chillster Deluxe, Rico, Tinfoil, Sombrero. Guys, don't miss it. Trivia for charity coming up. Already close to $1,000, and we haven't even done the trivia show. How amazing is that? But yeah, peace and love, guys. We will see you next time, or later today, actually. Peace and love. All right, we'll play out with some conspiracy music guru, baby. In this time, in the present. See you later, guys.
Years of hypocrisy, ego-driven leaders in pursuit of property, power and wealth and fame, oppressing and murdering, killing all in God's name. Iniquity spread across the nation. Humanity is into separation. In the midst of a darkest hour, we rise to reclaim our power. In this time, we love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. In this time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. Say we now give up, not give up, not give up. Oh no, we not give it, not give it, not give up. They achieve their mission using dirty politicians, brainwashed education, war on religion, racial division, food with no nutrition. Hey, this is the Babylon system. Their intention to use all their wicked invention, all the propaganda promoting consumerism. It's all a distraction, only misdirection to break eye connection. But if you want come from the make you know say what I want. This is how I get you ready for the Armageddon. I'm in for the revolution. Power by love and compassion. Cause if we go at them with weapons, then they have more guns. Go at them with money, then they have more funds. With unification, then time soon done. We owe it to our daughters and sons in this time. unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. In this here time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. In this here time, we need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. In this here time, we have to wake up and change the world. In this here time, we need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. In this here time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. In this here time, we need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. In this here time, we have to wake up and change the world.